Hello there, welcome to the garden. We are just having another beautiful day. Oh my gosh, the weather is just so incredible lately. It's so nice. I've just been loving being outside. I pulled out a bunch of seeds because today I've got to go check the grow bags over in the Unheated Greenhouse area for summer. I replanted a bunch of things, or I should say I did not replant. I planted a bunch of things in these grow bags, and now today I'm trying to decide whether or not to resow some of them. This is always kind of tricky. If things aren't coming up, obviously you want to replace them, you want to get seeds in and get things growing and going in your garden. But on the other hand, you don't want to resow and then have just, tons and tons of plants coming up. But because the weather is starting to be so warm, I think I am going to go ahead and resow some of these. I've also seen a little chipmunk running around the garden, and so I'm kind of thinking that they may have gotten into the seeds. They may be eating some of these seeds because I did plant in some bigger, some melon seeds, some cucumber seeds, and those are kind of bigger seeds that I don't know. In my mind, that seems like it'd be something that a chipmunk would like to eat, those bigger seeds. I don't know if that's true, but anyways, I haven't seen any germination on some of this stuff, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and reseed it. I think looking at your weather, whether you've had a big rain that could have washed the seeds away, if things got too dry and they might have dried out. I think looking at things like that is really important when deciding whether or not to resow your seeds, and then thinking about if there have been pests that have gotten into it, and then just your time frame. Do you have time? Do you have a long season where you have time to just wait around and see if things are going to sprout? Do you have a shorter season, or are you just impatient like I am? So let's go take a look at the grow bags. I don't think I'm going to change up anything I planted except for one thing. I'm going to switch the type of zucchini squash that I grow in the grow bags, but let's see if anything is coming up. I haven't checked today, and things can change overnight, so I better go take a look. So we've got these 15-gallon grow bags. This is the one where I planted the cucumbers, and as you can see, look, it looks like something ate one of my seeds. So that's not good. And over here, I'm also not seeing anything coming up. Interesting. I have seen that chipmunk action, as I said, and so I bet they are what is causing the problem and getting in here and eating the seeds. So I will put down some repellent when I plant these, just to make sure that we don't deal with that further. And what we have here, so this is one that I'm going to resow, some of these Salad More bush cucumbers. Just a nice bush style cucumber that's going to grow over, and I've grown a lot of that. I've talked so much about the salad, just the salad bush, but the Salad More bush is a little different for me, so I just want to see how that grows. I'm also going to plant some more birdhouse gourds. These are so fun, and I really want to get a harvest from these, so I'm going to resow them. I pulled out, let me see here, I pulled out my salad bush and my summer patty pan squash. These are two of my favorite seeds ever. I love both these varieties. I don't think I'm going to, well, I might sow them somewhere else. I don't know yet. I'm going to let those be. I'm going to resow the honey rock cantaloupe that I had in this grow bag. I had forgotten that I planted honey rock cantaloupe in the grow bag. I actually had to go back in and look at one of my videos to see. I planted it in a couple places now, but I really want to try this one too. I really would love to get a harvest, so I'm going to go ahead and resow that. And then I pulled out some dill because my dill got disrupted over on the other side of the garden, all the way over there. I had some dill planted and it got disrupted, so I might plant a little bit more of that. And then these are the peach melba nasturtiums. None of these came up either. It's so odd to me that just none of them came up. These are the zucchini squash I'm going to plant, these 8-ball. They're supposed to be a compact plant that is good for a small garden. I think it'll be good for a grow bag situation, and a 50 to 60 day harvest is pretty good. Oh my gosh, a lizard just walked over my foot. I need to take a minute. I'm fine with the little lizards. I'm happy that, hopefully they're not the ones eating the seeds. Hopefully they're just eating, little bugs and things. But we do get snakes in this garden too. We get the rat snakes, which are really big. They're not dangerous by any means, but they're just really large and kind of yeah, kind of a little scary. So, okay, now we've calmed back down. I want to grow these 8-ball squash just because I haven't grown them before and they looked really interesting to me, and I wanted to see, I think with them being sort of a more compact plant and designed for a smaller space, growing in that kind of a grow bag will actually be really perfect for these. So I'm actually kind of glad that, you know, hopefully this works out, and being able to have an opportunity to switch them out for what I had planted. I had just planted like just a classic hybrid zucchini before, but for some reason it didn't germinate, which, you know, some of these seeds that I planted are a couple years old, so that could be part of why the germination has gone down a little bit. There's my lizard. I don't know if you can see him. There's another one. The lizards are all over. You see it? Okay, well, maybe I'm gonna go quickly about this process. And then I pulled out some basil, some chamomile. I might just throw some of those in different places in the garden. But I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plant all of these seeds and then water them in. It's probably why the lizards are all over here right now, is that they know I turn on the water and they're probably looking for a drink here in the midday. It's not too warm in the garden right now. It's actually pretty comfortable, but the rocks and everything, it tends to heat up quite a bit by the time the sun's really coming out. All right, so as I said, I'm just gonna set up the camera and quickly plant all of these seeds, or replant all the seeds, just following the directions on the back of the seed packets. I don't do anything different because they're in a container. So just all the normal seed sowing practices. And maybe, you know, it could be that I did plant the seeds too deep. That might be part of the reason why I've had such bad germination. That could happen. Or we've had a lot of rain, so it could be that I planted them and then the rain washed things over and they got pushed too deep. That is also something that can happen in situations like these. And as I said, you can sometimes never really know, and you just have to make the decision whether or not to resow. And I often err on the side of just resowing, and sometimes that works out, and sometimes I have lots and lots of seedlings, which is not the worst thing. I mean, you can't really lose, other than maybe wasting a few seeds. So let's get these planted. All right, well, I've got the water on now, mostly watering everything in. I'll also turn the hose on and give a little bit of extra water on top of the seeds. I like to run the sprinkler system to help really deeply water in the area, but when I have seeds that I'm starting as well, I just always use my hose and make sure I'm really getting the top layer of the soil everywhere, so that all of those seeds get the moisture that they need. And I did go around and throw some chamomile in random places and some basil in random places, and I will show you those as they start coming up. You know, I don't know, I just always have fun throwing seeds around, and I can't go and get like one seed packet and come down to the garden and not end up planting a bunch of other stuff. It just always happens. But there's just something so fun about seeds, and it's so easy to just start planting. Hopefully those come up. I'll keep you posted as we go. If I keep having issues, it's definitely probably going to be a pest issue, because at this point we're getting into such nice, consistently warm temperatures that we really should not be having any issues with germination. I planted some squash in some of the back areas, and they took longer, back garden beds, they took longer to get started, probably because, yeah, the temperatures were just low. But like, that is not an issue anymore. We're having beautiful, like the most gorgeous, as you can see, just beautiful sunny days. And so I anticipate that the squash and everything will be up within, I don't know, a couple days. Certainly by this time next week, I would expect to see things sprouted. And then if I'm still having no germination, it's not the seeds. I will probably be able to rule that out. And if it is the pest, then I may just have to go ahead and get some started plants, which would be fine to either start them myself or go ahead and get started plants and put them in. Because sometimes with you know, when your seeds are just getting eaten like that, there's really, I don't know, not much you can do. At least I don't try to fight it too much. I just go ahead and start stuff. So that's the plan for the day, or that's what we did today, I guess. I've been having so much fun just sharing this process of the garden with you and keeping track of how things are going, and it's such a great reference. I was able to go back and see what melons I had planted, which was really, really nice. So I'm just gonna keep watering out here. I hope you're having a wonderful day in your garden. I hope you're getting out there and getting some great May gardening weather. I will talk to you again soon because we have so much more going on in the garden this time of year. Bye-bye.